Hi guys, I'm
Hi.
Azal from The Upcoming. Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet
Congratulations on this fantastic film, Pretty
Thank
Witch.
you.
It's amazing. So perhaps I could start with you, Alexandra. How did this collaboration with Dionne Edwards on her first feature come to be with you in this character? You know, what was it you kind of drew to this? You know, you've got the soundtrack of Tina Turner, you know. Did it feel like a really relatable role to you, given your background, and was that kind of part of the appeal?
Definitely because of my background, it was definitely part of the appeal. But I have to say, what was more appealing is just the fact of how feisty Candice can be, and how much, you know, for me, how much she loves her family, and we have a lot of similarities with the character and myself, just because of how much I love my family and how much I would do for them and would do anything for them, and the sacrifices I've made for my career and wanting more, always wanting more, to better myself and challenge myself. I also just felt like reading the script, I just remember saying to Dionne, even if you don't pick me, just know Candice is me. And I love her so much, and I do whatever it takes, and I work my little socks off just to make sure I bring your character to life. And she laughed, and I thought, oh, I've lost it. It's gone. Job's gone. But I thought it's best to be honest. And then I got the call saying you've got the job, and I thought, oh God, this is amazing. But I just loved the meaning of the film, everything that Dionne has done in terms of writing it full stop. It's written so beautifully, and the way she directed it made us feel so safe and allowed us to be so free within these characters. And I've never done a film before, so everything was very new to me. I was very, very nervous, but then it got to the point where we were filming, and because everything felt like such a tight-knit family, I felt really safe and felt like the cameras weren't there. And I was like, this is the most incredible experience. I want to do this again. I kind of got the bug for it. And, you know, I feel like I really want to do things like this more and more, and it'd be a blessing to. But Candice is such a gorgeous character, but the film, the meaning of the film and everything that Travis goes through and what the family go through, I couldn't wait to get involved, because I was like, these kind of films need to be out there to start conversations, positive conversations that encourage people to be themselves and to live an authentic life and to feel free. And you want nothing more for people to feel that way in life, because we only have one life to live. So why not encourage people to feel that way?
Definitely agree. And Natey, you obviously play Candice's husband, Travis.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit about your character and the journey you go on? Because I imagine it was quite a difficult, demanding role for you to take on, given you're very much kind of subverting that kind of stereotypical kind of expectation we have of black masculinity in this role too, aren't you?
Yeah, it was a great opportunity to tell like a nuanced story of a black family that we don't always see. And sometimes we can be easily stuck in stereotypes and replay kind of these generalizations of what the black community is. These types of people are present in the black community, and it was a great opportunity for me to celebrate that and tell this story of this man who is struggling with who he is as a human being, and he's just got a very strong internal struggle which he wrestles with throughout the piece. And you just go on this journey with him because you see him at his most vulnerable. You see him when he's not being very nice too, but you kind of, hopefully there's a sense of empathy in what this character is going through, that he's also a product of his environment and he has to survive in this masculine environment. But also there's this innate sense of femininity that will never go away. And it just asks the question of what's it like to be free. And you know, Travis steps out of prison, but he's still imprisoned in himself. And the journey of the piece is him breaking free of those shackles and, you know, being his authentic self. Yeah.
I mean, Alexandra, your character has some real challenging moments trying to keep your family kind of together. And then you've got your daughter also trying to navigate her life with you, you know, as her father coming back into it, plus her own sexuality as well, you know. What was it like to work alongside Temi Lola, who plays your daughter, Kanisha, and kind of bring that family dynamic to screen?
I have nothing but great words to say about that girl. I mean, in my phone, her number is saved as Temi, my daughter, because I love her that much. What an incredible actress that's going to be. I think she's just going to go from strength to strength, and it was amazing working with her. Just us three as a little unit. I just thought, wow, we're so lucky to have one another on this journey. And yes, Candice, you know, at times when she's wanting to protect her daughter from all of what's going on and not, give too much information, she doesn't really hide it very well because she's arguing constantly with her partner, and then one thing leads to another, and the police are at the door, and it's just drama, but it's drama that's necessary for people to understand that these things they do happen. And yes, Candice is trying to keep it all together, but at the same time, you can't. It's not humanly possible to really attempt that and actually have the outcome that you want, because when you're learning different things about one another in a family and in a household, when you think you've known someone deep enough and so well, and then you find out something that you've never known before, it's a matter of how do you keep yourself together, and that's hard to, because you've got all these questions and you've got all these things that run in your mind, and I can only imagine that when people do see this film, they're going to connect with it. There's going to be so many families that will connect with it, and it just needs to spark that conversation where, going to the extreme of not supporting someone isn't the answer. Having a conversation is the answer. Supporting your loved ones is the answer. Whatever they're going through, you have to try and put your feelings to a side in order to make sure you don't block what they're going through, because they're trying to express themselves. And I've always said that vulnerability is a massive strength. And I think that when people can show their vulnerable side, it's a beautiful thing to be able to see. And it will teach other people as well. And I really do believe, and I said it earlier, but I'll say it again, Natey's going to allow so many people the chance to feel confident, to open up about what it is they're going through in their lives in order to live their true lives and live their true authentic selves, because you don't see films like this right now. There's nothing out there like that. And Natey's going to inspire a lot of people, because he had to have the courage to take on this role that so many people shied away from. And here he is doing such a fantastic job. So,
Does she?
And obviously, let's talk about the beautiful red dress, because it's kind of a bit like this superhero cape in a way. For Candice, for you, obviously with the audition, and for you, there's a particular scene, I won't ruin it, where you're in the park confronting some youths, and that dress just suddenly takes on that kind of role. How, Natey, did you feel wearing that, and what was it like to really own it in this film and understand the kind of symbolism of power and self that it represents to your character?
Wow. I think this dress is going to mean different things to different people, and I think it is almost a character on its own, and in different parts of the film it represents different things, and I think it's up to the audience to kind of decide what it is for them. But for me, wearing it, it had a sense of responsibility in making this character authentic, and not initially putting on this dress as a display, but it was almost a necessity. It was, it was hung up on the wardrobe, just staring at him, and it was a massive sense of comfort for him. It made him feel most vulnerable, but it was a tool for him to journey into finding himself. And there's moments in the film where he finds joy in the dress. There's moments in the film where he's at his most vulnerable, and there's moments in the film where he says, "This is who I am, whether you like it or not." And the film takes us on that journey, and I hope people get a chance to see it and enjoy.
I think also, alongside the dress as well, it sort of seeps into your intimate moments as well. Can we talk a little bit about those, because they're so clever and so thoughtful, and they kind of glide alongside where the story is taking us. In moments of Natey's, your weakness, you become more dominant, and vice versa. It's kind of a little bit like a dance between you guys. Can you talk? What was that like to film? And I presume you obviously had an intimacy coordinator to help with that as well.
Yes, we did. Yes, we needed that.
Yeah, we had
because we were really like, oh my God.
Yeah, I think our intimacy coordinator, Abby Cassell, walked us and talked us through every single intimate moment in the piece.
She was fantastic.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it really helped us become comfortable with those scenes.
We could have got lost in giggles.
Big time.
But what I remember us talking about was really important was each intimate moment being something different and having a story within itself.
Yeah.
Like they were there for a reason. It wasn't gratuitous. It was there to tell a story about this young couple.
Yeah.
And
so
then
tastefully done.
Yeah, and then with each moment we worked out what the journey was in that piece in rehearsal.
Yeah.
And so by the time we came to set, we'd already mapped out this story without words that the viewer will see.
Yeah.
And I think they were all really important moments.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
And what do you think are sort of some of the highlights of filming, and maybe some of the challenges for you guys? Because it's quite a small, intimate cast.
Yeah. Highlights for me personally, was walking on set every single day and people just having this amazing buzz about it all. People were very supportive of Dionne and George's work, so they were really rooting for them. And as for me personally, seeing two women in this industry creating something so special, I was like blown away by how strong they are as a woman, and going, oh my goodness, you guys are just, you know, a force to be reckoned with. It's just incredible seeing them both work hand in hand, so nicely done, and everyone respecting the space. I mean, I guess the only negative for me is that it's over. I really wanted it to continue, and I was really sad on the last week. I was like, oh, this is a bummer. I really wanted this to continue for much longer.
And what do you hope, as there's obviously so many themes running through it, but what do you hope really are the key sort of things that you want viewers to take away from watching this?
I don't really like to prescribe what people should think. I think we gift this thing to people and then they take what they want from it. But I really do hope that we have portrayed an investigation into humanity and people and this nuanced family that could be yours, and these people that are fully fledged 3D characters that you wrestle with and that you agree with and you disagree with, but essentially you're connected to their hearts, and they have some wrongdoings, misturns and missteps, but the understanding, as everyone does, and I hope that this presents an understanding that we're all very different and we all have our own little idiosyncrasies. But I just hope that this film provides some sort of empathy for anyone that might be going into this, might be in this situation, and allows people to be free and be their most authentic self.
Yeah, just start the conversation. It's so important. I can't stress it enough. And I know from the people that have seen it, that I've invited along, my family, my friends and stuff that have already seen it, it's definitely started the conversation with them in such a positive way, which I can only be grateful for as well. So here's hoping it just has that effect on everybody else. Oh, you didn't stay on, did you?
But I think that's what makes the film so unique. So thank you guys so much for speaking to me today.
Thank you.
And congratulations. Thank you very
thank you
much.
so much.
I really enjoyed
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.